Going? Okay. So I want to show you what can be done for under $50 and under $20. And the first thing you want to do is get some seeds, or you can get a seedling from a nursery or a garden, which I'll show you in a moment. And I've gotten seeds from mypatriotsupply.com. I'll list the links below the video. And let me show you what I've done with the seedlings. And what you can do is take either a clay pot or a plastic pot, and you want to put closer in and show the pot. So what I've done is I've taken a clay pot and I put in compost and some garden soil, and I've planted some seeds. And if you cannot get seeds from a seed company, you can always get them from the actual fruit themselves. Now this is actually a lemon tree. This is from a lemon seed, and you can see that's growing pretty nicely, and this was started about a week ago. So what you want to do is take your seeds, and I've got mine from My Patriot Supply. It's called the Survival Seed Vault, and these are watermelon seeds. Can you see those? Okay. And we've made, this is a clay pot, and I'm going to plant a few seeds in. Come closer so they can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to plant these watermelon seeds in here, and then just cover them with the compost and the garden soil, and then we'll water that later. Let me show you the other seeds I have. These are spinach and Spanish onions. They haven't grown yet. I just planted those. These are lettuce, and this is cabbage. And it'd be good to mark your pots. This is flowers, which is really good to have flowers. Okay, when you grow your plants, for some reason you cannot propagate them very well if you don't have flowers, because flowers draw bees and flies and ants, and you need all of those things to take the pollen from the male plant to the female plant. And so these are flowers that I'm growing here. And I also took some raspberries from the grocery store, and I'm actually getting some raspberry seeds in here. You can see a little green shoots from that. I just planted those yesterday, which is really great. And so let's go over here. This is a cherry tomato plant that I bought as a small little seedling plant, and it's grown really quite nicely, but it started to have a little bit of I'm not sure what's happening, but the leaves are a little yellow. That's our little doggy. So some of the videos that I've watched show that if you take some aspirin and put it in some water and spray the leaves, then it will start to defend itself against any kind of pest. So that's something that you might want to try. And this is a beefsteak tomato plant here, which I've grown from a seed. And I started this seed May the 2nd. And if you come closer here, where is the little tomato I just found? Right here. If you can come right here. And here's our little first beefsteak tomato. Right here. Which is really great. A little beefsteak tomato. Very good. So, and very good. So this is growing really fast. This is what you will get after a month and a half just from a seed. And this is our cucumber plant, which is very interesting. And let me just grab, stay right there, let me just grab my little brush. When I first got this plant, it was growing, it just grew wild, and it was not producing any cucumbers. So I called the company, and they told me that I needed to propagate the cucumber plant because I had no bees and no flowers, which I mentioned earlier on in the video. So what you have to do is come over to your plant, and you should do this early on in your plant, and find the male flower, which is over here, and just put your little brush in the male flower stem, and then come over to the female and just paint it in there. And as you can see, this is my first little cucumber plant. Not very big, but it's growing, and I hope it grows. I've never grown a cucumber before, so, and again, it's not very big. That's my finger. But I now have bees in this cucumber plant, and I also had a lot of unusual bugs going on in here, which I'll tell you about later. But basically, remember to propagate your cucumber plant if you don't have any cucumbers. If you don't see any cucumbers right away, just go to your male plant and put your little brush in there, grab a little pollen, find your female plant, and just dab on it. Don't be too hard or you'll knock the flower off. And train it to go up or down, or if you're not careful, it can grow everywhere. So this is from a seed, and this is grown since May the 2nd. And as you can see, it's beautiful. I have one, and I have several other ones over here. They're really hard to find. Okay, let me show you real quick. Come with me. My other little garden that I planted, and this of course is very inexpensive. We took some old wood that we had in the garage, and I just made a 4x4 bed. And again, this is from seeds. The zucchini plant, and I have not had any problems with this yet. Foxy, don't go in this plant, please. My little pretty dog who always wants to go in the garden. And I just planted the peppers. If you can come in here a little bit, please. These I started from seeds. These are pepper plants. And what you can do is just take a straw and write on there with a magic marker so you know what it is you're planting. And also when you put the straw into the bed, it puts air down inside by the roots. And I have not had any problems with the zucchini, with beetles, or there's been a lot of things I've seen online where there's been a problem with bugs. But so far, we're doing pretty good. And this is just an onion that my neighbor gave me, so we'll see what happens with that. And I also just planted little carrots. These were seeds, and I just put these in the ground, and these are 3 weeks old. These are radishes. I just transplanted these. These are from seeds, also 3 weeks old. And we have cucumbers. And again, these are 3 weeks from a seed. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plants. And here we have our green beans, which look pretty good. We're doing pretty good. And then we have our broccoli and our lettuce, and they're very small because they're very from seeds. And my advice to everyone really is just to really look at your plants and make sure that they have no bugs on them. Sometimes I spend like a half an hour just looking at the leaves on the plants to make sure that there's no unusual bugs that I'm not catching. The other day I caught a really tiny little caterpillar, and it was in a rolled up leaf, eating away at the leaf. So make sure that you're taking time to look over your plants to take out any bugs. And I will make another video on how to combat pests in the garden naturally. And again, this was a very inexpensive garden to make. I just dug a 4 foot by 4 foot little area, and put some old wood that we had around the garden, a patch here and a little an old trellis. And also remember to, any grass that you cut, make sure that you use it for mulch. It's extremely great for compost. And also when it rains, it keeps the dirt from bouncing up and putting dirt all over your plants, which also has bugs in it. So mulch is very good, or cut grass. Okay, today is Father's Day in June, I think it's June 17th. Anyway, it's Sunday, Father's Day, 2012. And we'll make another video next week to show you the extent of my other seeds that I planted today. Thanks for watching, and look below for all the links to the next videos. Bye-bye.